Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Archana Pandey. I hope you're all doing great. Today I have come up with a very interesting topic, or you can say which is a very basic topic, that is what is the need of the control of microorganisms. In my previous video you have already seen like what are microorganisms, how they are being transmitted from one place to another, or what precautions we can take. So here we'll just see few definitions, like what is how we need to control it, or what are the requirements. First of all, the reason which is being required, that is for what we can say controlling the microorganisms, that is the first reason, that is going to prevent the contamination. We know that in the field of you can say the biological science, contamination is a very common term, which means when we get a growth of organisms which we don't require is called as contamination. So in order to prevent contamination, it is very important to prevent the growth of microorganisms. Second reason is to prevent the transmission of pathogens. Pathogens are the organisms which cause the disease. So in order to prevent them from transmitting from one person to another, or you can say from animals to animals or animals to plant, we need to stop them. Then the third reason is, that is to prevent the decomposition or the spoilage of any product. We know that microorganisms, they are responsible for spoiling any of the, you can say, the food product, whether it is eatable or if it is canned food, or we can say any of the item which we keep it in our daily day-to-day life, they are also being spoiled by the microorganisms. And then next is to keep the aseptic area contamination free. Aseptic area means the area which is sterilized, where we ideally work for the field of, in the field of microbiology or biotechnology, you can say, specifically in the fermentation industry, or you can say the pharmaceutical industry. We need the aseptic area for the working. And the last one is to keep them, what we can say, like operation theaters, or the any area where the sterile environment is required before surgery. For that also we require organism free area. So that is the main reason why we need to control the microorganisms. There are two important terms which will be seen, that is the first one is called as TDP, that is thermal death point. So what is what we can say the thermal death point is, it is the lowest temperature. Okay, lowest means almost lowest. Okay, so that is, it is the lowest temperature which we will be requiring, so that all the organisms which are present in your sample or a liquid gets killed in just 10 minutes. Okay, so that is called as your thermal death point. Then we have second term, that is called as thermal death time, which means that is the it is the minimum length of a time period which all the organisms which are present in your sample will be killed at a given temperature. So that is called as your thermal death time. So these are the two terms which are related to the death, that is thermal death point and thermal death time. Now if we talk in the terms of microorganism, what death means. Death means that is the irreversible loss, or you can say the irreversible activity of the microorganism to reproduce. That is called as death. Or else we know that microorganisms, they have a capacity to reproduce, and they can go with their all metabolic process and they can continue their life. So in term of microbiology, death means that is the irreversible, what we can say, the ability to reproduce. You can simply call it like that. Or they will lose their ability to grow in the medium what you provide for their growth. Now what if we see the pattern, like I'll just share a graph with you. Like as you can see on the screen, there is a graph that is the log number of survivors versus the number of exposures. So you can see that as we you might have studied the bacterial growth curve, and if you don't have any idea, or you are having some query regarding bacterial growth curve, do let me know in the comment section. I'll be happy to make a video on that also. So basically, if you can see the graph, it is showing the exponential, what we can say, the constant logarithmic rate, how the microorganisms, they are going down. Now here the organisms, they can be viable, but suppose which are non-culturable, right? Non-culturable means what? That is the organisms which cannot be cultured on your medium or in the laboratory. They cannot be counted in the form of dead organisms. So if you can see the graph, you can easily interpret how the death is taking place at the temperature of 121 degree centigrade. Then next we have here a survivor curve. So as you can see here in the typical survivor curve, that is of bacterial spores, which is what we can say a surviving fraction versus your heating time or the radiation dose which you are providing. You're getting basically three curves which has been labeled as A, B and C. So what is A? A means it is a typical graph curve which shows that all the linear path and it is a continuous one. Now, if it is little bit modified, or you can say a shoulder is created, that is by is showing by the B, and if it is killing at a low survival rate, means the survival rate is little bit low, you can see that curve is going down, that is being labeled as C. So these are the three phases of an what we can say the survivor curve, how the survivor curves can be employed. But we can say in the examination of heat sterilization, or you can say any method you're using it for killing of microorganism. Then we have last value, that is called as D value, which is being called as the expression of resistance. As you can see on the screen, ideally D value is used for what we can say, which is the organism has developed the resistance towards the sterilizing agent. So that can be defined as the D value. So for example, if you're providing a heat or a radiation treatment, then it can be defined as like at a suppose a fixed period of time you are applying that radiation dose and you get 90% of your results, that is in the viable cells. So that can be defined as your D value. Now if you can see in the graph, we have the number of bacteria versus the time, or you can say the log of organisms versus the time, where you will get the difference. Like if we plot a curve or an exponential death graph, you can easily differentiate the two values, that is D1 and D2, and if you calculate the difference, you will get the difference in the time, and that is called as your D value. So student friends, this is all for today, and I hope you like the video, and if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, do subscribe it. And if you have any queries or any topic you want to learn with me, do let me know in the comment section box. I'll be very happy to recreate that or make it in easier way for you. So do let me know, and thank you so much.